Welcome to Retirement Ramblings. I'm Scott, and today is day 291 on my countdown to retirement. So, today was all about kind of remembering the people that have helped me over my career. So, I don't know, last night I was having a dream about writing a thank you note, when you finally go into retirement, thanking kind of all the people that helped you along the way on your journey. So for me, I've worked at 11 different companies um, over my career, you know, that I consider actual regular jobs. There might have been some other intermediate ones thrown in, but regular jobs that were in my field that, actually followed a normal career path. And then within those 11 jobs, I've kind of went through and spent the day actually on LinkedIn trying to look up and make sure that I didn't forget anybody because I certainly don't want to kind of slight anyone that helped me along the way. But basically, I found 129 people. And I know that sounds like a lot, but probably is many more than that, that actually I learned something from, or that it materially helped me during my career, progress. And it's interesting to me that in the early days of my career, when I was primarily a programmer, the number of people at each of the initial companies that I need to thank is limited. So, like the very first company I worked for when I got out of college, that gave me a chance, there's like three people at that company that I felt like I needed to actually thank for giving me the opportunity, and taking somebody who was kind of green behind the ears, showing them the ropes and figuring out this is what you need to actually do in a business, as a programmer to help a business grow. And then the next company was like 10 people, then it dropped back to like 6. But then as I got further along in my career and I started, climbing the corporate ladder, if you would, the actual number of people that needed to be helped, that needed to help me, or that I needed help from, I should say, got progressively larger. And maybe that's because when I got into more and more leadership positions, it wasn't about me being the doer as much as me being the multiplier to help other people do what they needed to do. And I needed to be able to learn from them what they needed. So it was a reciprocal relationship where they helped me learn more about whatever it was in their particular area, and then I could help them be successful by moving roadblocks out of the way for them, as they progressed forward in their career. But in any event, it was it was eye-opening to me as I started looking at the number of people, and the further along I got, the higher the number of people that I needed to thank, along the way. And probably the company that I worked for that, I needed to thank the most people, was when I worked back at the Weather Channel, because when I started there, I didn't know anything about weather other than what it's like when you look outside, but like what it takes to actually put together the weather forecast, and what you need to do to support on-camera meteorologists, and what technologies you need to do, and how to work business development, how do you actually fund the business. All those things I had to learn, and there was a variety of people in advertising, in legal, sales, and then in the actual behind the scenes technology of how to produce weather reports, that I needed to like meet with and get a good understanding of what it is that they do. And I spent 7 years there, so there was a lot of learning that was going on my part, along that time period. And then the current job that I'm in, when I basically moved from what I'll call straight up digital over to broadcast media, when I first got to the company I work for now, I literally didn't understand what in the hell they were talking about. So like I used to take notes. I'd go into meetings and people would be talking and I'd be writing down the words that they were saying. And I don't mean words, like I was taking notes. I mean, I was writing down words that I didn't understand what the heck they were talking about. So basically at night I would go home and I would create a glossary and say, okay, what's this word mean? And I'd start looking up, getting definitions. And then I found a couple of people who would act as mentors and kind of show me the ropes of what it was like in the broadcast space, that I could then equate to, okay, I understand what it was like in digital. How do I now make, the mental linkage to what it takes to do it in broadcast? And there was, probably 19 to 30 people, somewhere in that range, that helped me move along in the current uh, company that I work for. But in the early days, um, it it was a daily stretch just to be able to understand what people talked about in meetings, because it was like learning a new language. It'd be like you going to China and people talking in Mandarin and all you know is English, and it's going to take you quite a while to pick up words and phrases and understand the context, and um, be able to eventually communicate with the people. And that's exactly what it was moving into a broadcast where they used words and phrases and stuff that, for all intents and purposes, were complete another language. And so I found, like I said, mentors in each of the different groups within the company that could teach me about whatever their subspecialty was, um, until I could understand what was going on and be able to put all the pieces together in a puzzle format that I could then extrapolate out what I needed to do to get my job done and to help other people. Anyway, so like I said, my entire day today was going back and trying to, like, it's been a long time since some of these people, entered my consciousness. So, like I remember, in my mind's eye, like what the person looks like. I might remember the first name, but it was really tough to remember their last names. And so I was like doing LinkedIn searches on the companies, going through all the employee listings of past employees or whatever, and found the vast majority of the people that I wanted to. Some of them, I just couldn't find, and they may have passed away for all I know, but I just couldn't find them. And um, I took a stab at what I think their last name was, but I'm just not 100% positive. Anyway, I started drafting up, um, the note that I'm going to use, when I finally go retire at the end of the year. And I just wanted to make sure that I have enough time to put together kind of the final farewell, because I do appreciate all of the hard work and the mentorship, if you will, that I've gotten from all these people over the years. And I don't want to slight anybody, by leaving them out of the thank you. Although I clearly can't mention everybody, so there'll be some people that will get grouped together into, like, and everybody else. Like there'll be a statement that thanks everyone else that I can't name, but you know I'm not gonna sit there and write something that's got hundreds of names on it. That just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, and even the ones that I got right now at 129 people, it seems kind of excessive to me. But you know, I was trying to weed out, as I was going through the list, tried to weed out people, and I just really thought that by cutting some of these people out, it would really be a disservice to me and to them. So anyway, that's my update for today. It's pretty mild update of activities because it was just doing one thing, but I think it's going to be one important thing. Anyway, if you have any questions, any comments, please leave them in the comment section down below, or drop me an email at myretirementramblings@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a great evening. Until tomorrow, take care.